What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 65 and I cannot wait for today's episode because we are beginning the World Cup 2026 in the Americas with Wales. I'm buzzing for it, man. Absolutely can't wait. Now, as you know, we're joining Group G alongside France, Australia and Hungary. Now, you'd say France are probably the strongest team out of the four, but I definitely feel, with no disrespect to Australia and Hungary, very decent nations with some good players. I'd say, now being a 4.5-star rated nation with some really good players, I definitely put us as runners-up in this group. I think France are probably odds-on favourites to top it, but I see no reason why we can't get through the group. That is my minimum expectation with Wales, and I'm just so happy to be here, man, because obviously you would have seen we had international friendlies but no qualifiers for the year and a half we'd been Wales manager. I felt as though we wouldn't have a competition to play ever, but to now be in the World Cup, I literally can't wait. So this is our Wales squad. It's good. It's really, really good. Nico Williams is playing left back in this team. We've got Rashesha as the right back. As for the captaincy, now, it was Matt Smith originally, but I decided to hand it over to Ben Davies, because Davies has been with Newport County since League One. He's Wales through and through, this lad, and I thought Davies should be captain for this Wales squad. Going forward, I think we all know who's going to be the main man who'll take the armband, but for now, in the absence of his young protege and one of the best teenagers in the world, Gavin Humphreys, missing the tournament through injury, absolutely gutted, Ben Davies takes the armband for the World Cup 2026. So our group opener was against Hungary. And I felt if we can win this game, win the first one, you always say that, in an international tournament, there's only 3 games in the group. Look, win your first one and lay down the gauntlet early. Give yourself the best possible chance of getting out of it. When you stumble out of the blocks, you really fear the worst going into the second game because the pressure is on. And starting the game off, we had the first chance to get a good save, but Galaxy kept it at 0-0. And then directly after that, you might have missed it initially, but Ravi Matondo went down. And I was thinking, okay, now I'm starting to worry. We're already missing Humphreys. We lose Matondo and we're in trouble. But even on one leg, this is still one of the best strikers in the world. 16 minutes into the game, you'd seen Galaxy make a great save, but he was getting absolutely nowhere near this one. Our first goal scored as Wales manager, and it's a Newport County player. It had to be. Ravi Matondo smacks it home. We take the lead over Hungary, and right from the first whistle, really, I was in attack mode. I looked at this group and thought, okay, France definitely top dogs, but you know, Australia and Hungary, I fancy our chances against both of these nations. And 23 minutes in, after leading by 1, we would get our second goal, but I'll be honest, it was a really, really forced one. Matt Smith taking aim from range, just about finds the back of the net. I didn't actually initially see how big the deflection was, but it was gigantic. Absolutely huge deflection to wrong foot Galaxy. That's a huge helping hand now. I'll definitely take the luck though. We're 2-0 up on Hungary and already off to a red hot start. 31 minutes in, kept my foot on the gas pedal and thought, let's make a statement. Match day 1, my first of the game with Wales. Let's make a statement. Win this game big and show no mercy. 33 minutes in, Dan James gets our third. Another Newport County boy making it 3-0. 12 minutes before half time, and at this point I was thinking, yeah, game is done, no doubt about it. Let's take off Ravi Matondo playing hurt, because I cannot afford to lose this guy for the rest of the World Cup. We got less of a chance of doing something special with Humphreys being absent for the squad. If we lose Matondo as well, forget about it. We're not going to make it much further than the group stage. So leading by 3, 4 minutes after the restart, Price made a great save to keep it at 3-0. You would have seen to start the campaign off in the World Cup here, I had Price as my starting goalkeeper. Last year, Webb was starting in goal for Newport County for the majority of the season. They're both the same rating, but Price is of course a few years younger. It's just that his growth for some reason is so slow, and I've talked about it before, you know, dynamic potential in FIFA as Tyler Roberts comes off the bench from Matondo and bags our 4th. It's good, and believe me, it's a welcome feature from EA, no doubt about it, because, you know, never should potential be set in stone every single save, regardless of how much game time that player gets or whatever else. But sometimes it just doesn't work. You know, Price is a teenage goalkeeper representing his country at the World Cup and has been, you know, Newport County starting goalkeeper for the majority of the series and done basically nothing wrong. the fact his growth is basically non-existent is so frustrating. But anyway, we won the game 4-1. Hungary scored a goal later on. I thought the celebration was brilliant as well. You know, I talk about situation-specific celebrations in FIFA, as thank goodness Rotondo's injury was just a 5-day one. I talk about situation-specific celebrations in FIFA and how they can add immersion or break away from it, depending on whether they're appropriate or not. So, you know, you see nowadays with the late goal celebrations, they're really, really cool. And if you bag a late winner at Old Trafford as a visiting team, and the team go absolutely ballistic, and the manager runs up the touchline, Mourinho style with Porto all those years ago. You know, it's really, really cool. It's quite realistic. It's very immersive. You know, but then there's times like that where it really breaks away from the immersion. Hungary scored a late goal. It was 4-0 at that point. They made it 4-1. They were going to get back in the game, and he runs to the Wales fans and starts pointing at them all. It's like, bro, it's 4-1. Like, you know, obviously scoring at a World Cup is an honour for anyone to do, but in the grand scheme of things, dial it back a little bit. The game's over, you know. But even so, following game, Australia, and again, this was the big one. France beat Australia in match day 1. So if we were to win this and France will beat Hungary like we did as well, then that will guarantee that both us and France are qualified going to match day 3 against each other. We took the lead early on, then Harry Wilson gets our second to make it 2, and then 5 minutes to go before the break. I thought we get a third goal here, that would surely kill the contest off. Lloyd in behind the back line, and a man that's so good they named him twice gets tricked by Matty Ryan. Definite penalty, no doubt about that, as Lloyd double takes a tumble. Chance to make it 3, and this would totally kill the contest off. Basically guarantee progress to the knockout stage with a game to spare, and it would all be about who finishes group winners, either us or France. Harry Wilson against Matt Ryan. That is a really cool penalty, isn't it? Sent Ryan the wrong way. I'm so bad at penalties ordinarily, but when they come off like that, they look really, really cool. Just bent into the side of the net there as Wilson makes it 3, and at this point I knew we were going to qualify. Whether it's group winners or not, didn't matter to me. We were making it 3. 2 minutes to go, still leading by 3. Australia hadn't really put me under much pressure in the game until McLaren had one late chance for a consolation goal, but Price makes a really good save with his feet to give his first clean sheet of the World Cup, and that was how the game would finish. Ravi Matondo bagging our first, and a brace for Harry Wilson puts us through to the knockout stage of the World Cup. Because you'll see come the end of the game, France did beat Hungary, and that means heading to match day 3. If we'd avoid defeat against France, don't need to win, but avoid defeat against France due to the goal difference swing, that would see us qualify as group winners. And before we play it, well, how about this? Aaron Ramsey retired in the summer as the new season was about to begin domestically, and the player that was automatically added in to the Wales squad. Welcome to the Americas and welcome to the World Cup, Gavin Humphreys! I'm playing 4D chess, boys, unintentionally. Didn't know it was going to happen, but there you go. What a decision. I put Ramsey in the squad. He was going to retire midway through the World Cup, and as you know in FIFA, when you're doing an international tournament, if a player retires, then someone gets automatically added to your squad for the rest of the tournament when the official new season begins. And Humphreys, because as we know, had already recovered from his injury, he's the highest rated player in the Wales national pool, not in the squad. So the game added him to my World Cup squad as Aaron Ramsey retires. I'm playing 4D chess, and listen, I'd love to tell you I meant to do that, and I planned that, and I knew that was going to happen, but I really, really didn't. I'd love to sit here and say that was a masterstroke from me, but it was totally unintentional and unexpected. But Humphreys is here for the World Cup. We know we're going through. It would start on match day 3 against France, but it wasn't him that gave us the lead against the French. It was Lloyd Payne, another Newport County youth grad, scoring on the big stage, making it 1-0 and giving us the lead, but France would hit back. 10 minutes after the restart, they needed to win this game. A draw for us would be enough to guarantee top spot. France needed to win. Diaby makes it 1-1, hurdle to the corner flag, and puts France back in with a shout of claiming the win they needed to leapfrog us on the third and final game. I was 20 27 minutes to go. Shirky down left-hand side gets around Tony Matthews, rolls it across, but what a save this was by Webb, in for Price, turning over a corner, and that was how the game will finish. Love this shot, by the way, Mbappe and Humphreys walking off, but even so, 1-1, the final score. I'll take it, because the draw means we end the group stage undefeated, and we also guarantee top spot as well. Tough game, very balanced, could have gone either way, but Lloyd Payne, Newport County Academy graduate, his goal ensures we get the point we need to guarantee top spot, and we are into the World Cup knockout stages as I show you all the groups through 3 games here, who's going through, who is going out, and most crucially, who's runner-up in the groups, because we'll be taking on one of them as our reward for being group winners, and we've got in the last 16... Greece. There are some blockbuster ties, but we've got the Euro 2004 winners, Greece, in the last 16. I've got to be honest, I put us as favourites and a golden chance to reach the quarters. But that will end today's episode of Club and Country, guys. Massive thank you for watching the World Cup opener. If you enjoyed them, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you for next episode very soon. The knockout stages of World Cup 2026 of Wales very soon.